war that would have gone on 4 years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless it. Never will. What is it? And never will.
Never will.
God bless Israel. I don't think there's a period. Oh, there is. There's exclamation.
Yeah.
God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. And God bless the United States of America. And God bless the world. Rob, can you go to my Twitter account? So I retweet this, and this is what I put up there. I put up right at the top of it, I say, which side actually believes the other side will honor the ceasefire? Did Ukraine or Russia ever stick to theirs?
Nope.
If both Iran and Israel fully honor this deal, Donald Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. But the key word is what?
If.
So that's that. Then all of a sudden, what do we hear? Bombing from both sides, okay? Then what happens? Rob, if you go up, this is President's most recent tweet with the video that comes out. Just go to the short. This is a conversation that's being had about neither side keeping the commitment that President Trump, for the first time in the history of America, a president intentionally, while on live TV, not it was caught, not a hot mic, drops an F-bomb. It happened today. Imagine how pissed off a president has to be to drop an F-bomb, but that's exactly what the president did today. Go for it, Rob.
That have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Wow. Think about that. Adam, your thoughts on this?
So you're looking at a president who just had a massive win when he tuned out all the noise and focused on the signal and did what needed to be done to eliminate the nuclear threat. You're also looking at a president who's basically saying, I need more wins. And he's been talking about eliminating the war with Russia and Ukraine. He's been talking about ending the war between Israel and Hamas. And now he has this amazing opportunity to end this war in 12 days. Perfect marketing, the 12-day war between Israel and Iran. And there's only one little thing that got into in between him and this war ending. And that's these two sides necessarily don't want to end this war. So when he's talking about ending this war, he's talking about America's involvement in this war. In his tweet, it was very interesting. He said, I brokered a deal between Israel and Iran. Does anybody out there believe that Iran wants to stop globalizing the Intifada? At the same time, does anybody believe that Bibi Netanyahu, at this point, when Iran is on the brink of disaster, at the brink of falling apart, wants to take his foot off their throat? I don't even know what the terms of this peace agreement were. But if I'm a betting man, I don't think this holds. Major respect to Trump for eliminating the nuclear sites. I just don't know if this peace agreement is going to last 12 more hours.
Well, Pat, can I say one thing, though? For Trump to go out there on the White House lawn before 8 a.m. and say that these two, Iran and Israel, don't know what the F they're doing, like he's trying to make that peace. I mean, he's trying to make it stop. And the analogy is Iran and Israel, after he's talked about this, he tweeted it, are like two kids where you say, all right, guys, as of noon, lunchtime, no more fighting, okay? But at 11:59, you both start punching each other in the face as much as you can because you know you have a little bit window. It's childish, okay? It's childish. When you have a freaking deal, both of them need to stop. Both people need to stop. Israel's at fault and Iran's at fault, especially when the guy is trying to end it, when he's trying to end it. So they're both at fault. And I mean, you make a good point. They both obviously want, to keep it going. That's what, dude, one bombs one, the other one fights back. But there are reports as well, by the way. I looked it up. Like, there's actually no real public evidence that the U.S. actually did the damage, Tom, on the bombs. How much, Tom? How much money was the operation and all the bombs that were dropped?
Well, they say it was $2 billion of transport and bombs, something like that. $2 billion?
Yeah, and there was satellite image of days before because I mean, we warned them, we gave them a heads up, a bunch of trucks and a bunch of convoys showing up, doing whatever, grabbing whatever, and then leaving, and that these buster bunkers didn't even actually hit what they were supposed to hit. So that's another.
Can I add one more thing, and then Pat, I want to ask you a question. You can tell a lot about a regime or leadership, not by the way they treat other countries, but by the way that they treat their own people and the approval ratings within their own country. Every country has war with another country. Russia and Ukraine, Pakistan, India, China, Japan, every country is going to have enemies. Every country is going to have war. But how do you treat your own people? I would argue that the Israeli people, I've never been so happy with Bibi Netanyahu than the day that he took out these nuclear threats from Iran, especially when America got involved. Now, Bibi Netanyahu, don't forget this, Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. His approval ratings, which you can actually track, are somewhere in the 30 to 40%. In the last week, they've skyrocketed like a missile out of Gaza into the 70, 80%. That's how excited the people of Israel are with what Netanyahu's doing. At the same time, we just talked about on the low end, the people of Iran view the Ayatollah with 80% dislike and disdain. So if there's anybody in Israel advocating to step on Iran's throat, it's the people of Israel. At the same time, it's the people of Iran also cheering on Bibi Netanyahu, also cheering on the IDF to bring down the IRGC. There's a big difference between how the people domestically view their leaders, and it ain't close.
Yeah, and by the way, while you're saying there's a number comes out, story comes out yesterday about Tel Aviv shares hit record highs after U.S. strikes Iran nuclear sites. If you go look at the stock market in Israel, it's on fire on what it's doing. There's also stories about, Adam, what you just said right there about Iranians on the streets with American flags. Rob, I don't know if you have this video or not. There's video of Iranian protesters waving down with the USA flags on streets of Tehran as president joins in. Do you have that clip, Rob?
Yes.
It's on page 7. There's a clip about this. Let me read the story while Rob pulls us up. There you go. Iranians waving American flags with slogans that have taken to the streets. Okay, so there's multiple of them that you can find. So a lot of Iranians that want this thing to be taking place, the regime change to be taking place. But I'll say this to you, Adam, on this whole ceasefire between the two. In this case, Iran and Israel, who is more to blame for not following the ceasefire? If you ask me, my opinion, it's Israel. Why? We're not doing a favor for Iran. You came asking President is in a tough situation. He knows the political party that got him elected. There's an element of it that you can call a woke right and all this stuff that a lot of these folks now are in the same room agreeing with Ilhan Omar. They're not in the same room agreeing with people that, what was that, Rob? Okay, no, you can pause it. You can pause it. There's these people that are agreeing with those folks, but they're kind of like, how did I end up in a room like this where I'm agreeing with these people? I would have never agreed with these types of people, right? But in this case, with all the pressures being, Netanyahu makes the call because he knows he can't get the job done. And they know if they want to do anything with those 3 nuclear sites, you need U.S.'s help. The president agrees to do it knowing there's going to be a lot of backlash, but he focuses on signal and says, okay, Israel, you're a bigger ally to us than Iran. Then they do it, and then you do this, and you don't listen to the ceasefire? I mean, I don't blame him for losing his shit and, straight up calling them out on what they're doing. I think there's even another clip here. Who's he calling this out in this video, Rob? This is
I believe he's calling out CNN in this clip.
Yeah, this is a different clip on the same exact setting when he's having that interview where he drops the F-bomb. This is him talking to CNN. Go for it.
That place is demolished. The B-2 pilots did their job. They did it better than anybody could even imagine. They hit late in the evening. It was dark with no moon, and they hit that target with every one of those things, and that place is gone. But when I see CNN all night long, they're trying to say, well, maybe it wasn't really as demolished as we thought. It was demolished. You take a look at the pinpricks, and you see that place is gone. And I will say, I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers. You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people. And the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
He was on fire today.
Well, he's sick of it because to
Tired.
him, here's the part that he's in. Okay, there are people right now that see this as an opportunity to. Guy asked me a question this morning. Okay, he booked a call. We're having a 15-minute call together on Manect. I don't know when it is, but he books a call. And I've been having the weirdest Manects. By the way, for those of you guys that know what's going on with Manect, we're doing our annual contest on Manect, where we're going to dinner at Casa D'Angelo. It's a contest that started from June 1st that goes till July 31st. And there's different categories for content. I'm going to tell you what this phone call is and what this conversation was about. You have to really hear about it. Because I think everybody watching this, you have to hear this. So this is the contest we ran to go. You come down to Florida. We take you out to Casa D'Angelo. Afterwards, we go. We have dinner together, conversations. I'm going to be there. Tom's going to be there. Vinny's going to be there. Adam's going to be there. And then we go afterwards to the cigar lounge and we stay till midnight talking about ideas, future, politics. It's the best podcast. It's the best because we all sit there and just talk to each other. It's such a great experience when we do this. Phenomenal experience when we do this. And if you want to find out more about the contest, put the link below Rob in the comment section as well in the description. You go to Manect.com, then go to the top and type in Leaders Bulletin. The video's there. Criteria is, can we see where people are at for the competition, where their rankings are by categories?
Tommy Robinson.
Wow, Tommy Robinson's number one at 300. He's completed 123 Manects.
Holy moly.
Dean Mason, good for Dean Mason. Konstantin Korbov, third place. So if the contest ended today, it would be those three names that would be coming down to have dinner and go to the cigar lounge. Patricia would be placed, and it's Mary, Scott Woolley, Giancarlo got a shout out today. my
Hello,
man.
Giancarlo.
Anna
I
Kasparian,
see
8th place,
you.
Scott Storch, James O'Keefe. And then if you go to middleweight, let's see where middleweight's at. John Mason's at the top. Then there's Larry Broughton, DJ Shipley. Wow, holy shit.
him.
DJ Shipley, Navy SEAL Team 10. James Murphy, former F-15 pilot. Then you got a few other names there. Amy, Brad Lee's on that list. Terrence Howard's on that list. Go to the heavyweight one. Let's see where heavyweight's at. Sapala's at the top. Then it's Daniel, Cap, Michael Mara, a few other names. Let's see
It's
the super
tight.
heavyweight. Look at the super heavyweight. Vinny is about to break a record. 362 completed Manects. Timothy Ryan, Lindy Lee. I wouldn't even make the contest if it ended today. Holy shit. I would be outside knocking on the door saying, Vinny, let me in.
But we'll show up and buy
Then
dinner.
it's myself, Tom, Adam, other people that are on that category. And if you go to users, Rob, can you go to users? Because users get to compete as well on where they're at. Look at for new, we got Zach. Can't see it from there, Rob. The last
Zach
name.
Abraham. Zach Zerluk.
Kerluk, Abraham Peretta, Tariq Chedid, Andy Hillo. And then go to heavyweights to see where the heavyweights are. Existing, it's Dorothy took
Dorothea.
over.
Wow.
There's my
Zeus.
girl.
Oh, wow.
Dorothea
Timothy
Zeus.
Ryan, Constantine, Eric Branch. Anyways, those of you guys that are not experts, if you're an expert, compete. We're going to have a good time. If you're not an expert, for every 10 Manects you ask someone, you ask the question, we will do a raffle and we'll pick up 1 or 2 names to come join us as well. But you can go to the contest to visit it. And by the way, here's something I wanted to put for you guys today. It's Tom's birthday today. So if you kind of love Tom, it was
boy.
birthday yesterday. If you kind of love Tom Ellsworth, send him a birthday wish right there on a Manect.
We love you,
Wish him
Tom.
a happy birthday. And Vinny
I'm
is
blessed.
on
Thank
track
you all.
for breaking his record. Send him a Manect. And Adam is looking forward to a lot of love from folks from the Islamic community, Muslim community. If you guys want to befriend him, send him some messages there as well. But this is where I was going. Guy asked me a question.
I love you guys.
Yeah, and by the way, when he says that, he sincerely says that. He's not joking with you guys. He actually gets along with everybody. When you're out there with Adam doesn't have a hard time getting along with people. But here's what I wanted to tell you. The question becomes on Manect. Taylor DeGrand asked me a question. Who do you listen to? Who do you believe? Where do you go to? Who's right? Who's wrong? What is the real way of who to listen to in a market like this, Vinny? Think about that.
Great question.
Adam, who do you listen to? Tom, who does the average person listen to? And for me, it really put me in a position to want to answer the question. This is where I go to, okay? I put all the names across the board because this is how I led when we were building an insurance company. Everybody would call me and bitch about somebody. Mm-hmm. Do you know what he just did? Do you know what she just did? Do you know what they did? And it's going, okay, great. Then when there would be a crisis in the company, people would come to my office and they would say, do you know what this person said? Do you know what that person said? Do you know this? There's a crisis. There's a problem. There's this. There's that. For me, it was very simple. It came down to the following. I watched you on your bias. I put everybody on screen. Now, that person's bias is this because I had a falling out with that company. Mm-hmm. That person's bias is this because I got a bad business deal. That person's bias is this. That guy's from Iran. That person's bias, he's from Israel. He's Jewish. That person's bias is this. So I put the biases there. And that person's America first. That person's America only. I put all the biases there. Then I don't try to change your bias. I understand your bias. Why would I try to change your bias? You've lived your life. Who the hell am I to try to, like, but when you see people on Twitter, you're wrong. Yeah, people have a bias. Everybody. Trump has a bias. Trump is biased. Netanyahu is biased. Khamenei is biased. Everyone is biased. Hello. We all are, including you, who you think you walk on water. Some of the people that, they look at what's the second thing I look at? Track record of being able to reason different issues and being fair. So I look at your bias, set it aside. I don't try to change it. Track record of being able to reason. Second, to see who I'm listening to. 3, do you have a track record of being fair? 4, how often have you been right? That's the process I go through. So today, when you watch the president, imagine how much shit he's hearing, and he still says, nope, we're attacking. Nope, this is what we're doing. Nope, that's what I'm going to be doing. Nope, and quite frankly, I don't give a shit if you agree or disagree and you threaten to leave the party and tell everybody to impeach and all. I don't care. This is what I'm doing. Fortunately and unfortunately, I'll give you both sides. Most people don't have a backbone like that. Most people will break. Trust me. Most people would break under similar circumstances. This man didn't. He led. And he's going around pushing his agenda that he had in place of America first. And if you have a problem with that, totally get it. You have biases, though. For me, when people say, why is Patrick so much against America? Do you know it's not from a war from 1941 to 1977? I'm talking about, really? Let me tell you, a guy asked me a question, a Muslim guy asked me a question on Manect. Okay, Rob, I'm going to text this to you. And folks, do me a favor and please go copy-paste this and ask this on Grok, ask this on... what do you call it? What's the other one? Ask this on
ChatGPT.
Grok. Ask this on ChatGPT. Ask this on every single platform you can to verify it. Rob, I just texted it to you.
Got it.
Put it up there. And do me a favor, put it in chat. Don't even put it in chat. Actually, you can put it in chat. I want everybody to go copy paste this and go to ChatGPT and Grok and read it for yourself. We're living in Iran. Iran is doing its thing. You can be a Christian, Muslim, Shia, whatever you want to be. Communist, do whatever you want to be. My mother's family were communists. They were happily living in Iran. And they were going on. They were communists. 2-day party. Was in Iran. Okay? All of these things that was taking place. And then all of a sudden, a man named Khomeini comes back to Iran. And things change. Now, whatever religion you are, when you type in on ChatGPT or Google or Grok, who are the top 5, 10 most influential figures in the Islamic religion? You will always find one name in that community that's one of the top 10 most influential. His name is Khomeini, okay? Khomeini comes and takes over. A lot of people mess up, even yesterday I'm talking to my wife, what's the difference between Khomeini and Khamenei? One letter. One is Khamenei, the other one is Khomeini. It's like Johnson and Jensen, okay? Why would you do Johnson Jensen? It's Khamenei, okay? And it's very easy name to pronounce, right? Khamenei. Like when you pronounce it, you have a sore throat afterwards. That's what happens to many of us Iranians. That's why our throat is stronger than many of the average Americans. So watch us here. Top influential leaders, Islamist. What do you see on number 3? Khomeini. Led the 1979 Iranian Revolution, established the first modern Islamic theocracy. Here's a book that he wrote in the 60s. You wonder why so many family people who have kids, who have a hard time, who want that structure to change. I sent this copy-paste to Rob. Rob, can I read the question to everybody that I sent to you? Go to ChatGPT. This is the question. I want everybody that's watching this, go fact-check this. Did Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini write a religious legal manual in the 1960s called the Tahrir al-Wasila, often offered to in the West as the Little Green Book? Did he say in that book, a man can marry a girl younger than 9 years old? However, he is not permitted to have vaginal intercourse with her until she reaches 9, but other sexual pleasures, such as touching with lust, embracing, and placing the penis between the thighs are not forbidden. You go put that in there and verify that. Look what it says. Yes, Ayatollah Khomeini did write a religious book, this. And what's in it? It is a manual of Islamic covering topics from personal conduct, rituals, and politics, etc., etc. Go a little bit lower to see the controversial quote. The quote that's widely cited passage from the book, generally translated, a man can marry a girl younger than 9 years old, however, is not to have vaginal intercourse with her until she reaches age 9, but other sexual pleasures such as touching with lust, embracing. This passage does appear in the book. Go a little bit lower, Rob. It does appear in the book. Now, you can go back, go check it, read all of it. Please bring the camera back to me. So for some of you that say, you are a puppet of this, you are a puppet of that, you are a Mossad Zionist, all this stuff that people make the claims that they do. No. I am against a man marrying a girl under the age of 9. I am against talking about it's okay to have vaginal intercourse with a kid at 9 years old. I'm against that. And by the way, something tells me you are as well. Something tells me you are as well that's watching this. So for someone to say, well, that's not, I just told you he is one of the top 5, 10 most influential people in the world in Iran. You say something like that? Do you not think the average person that's not even religious, what percentage of people do you know, Vinny, that are not even religious? They're just trying to live a good life. So forget about it for a second. I don't believe in God, let's just say. I had a problem with God. Imagine one of the faces of that religion just wrote that in a book. Why would you read that book? What would you say? Would you go like, all right, like meditation? So, oh, interesting. So I can marry somebody under the age of 9. Put the penis under the thighs. All right, very normal. Let me go to the next chapter. That's weird. No matter what you believe in. You know who else says this is weird? Parents, fathers, mothers, siblings. I read this to my sons yesterday. They're like, what is he talking about? My sister just turned 9. Exactly. Do you realize why the average Iranian is sitting there saying, I just want this religion out of the freaking picture? And I said, but that's not everybody. Doesn't need to be everybody. Most Muslims I've met, I'm good with, but I've met some extremists, let me tell you, in Iran, in Germany, here in the military, I met them many, many different places. The reason why a lot of people want that to change is because Khamenei follows Khomeini's guidelines. And Khomeini was more influential than Khamenei. This is why a lot of Iranians want that to change. And a lot of people around the world who are having these people. Right now, there's a story that came out that there's 1,500 to 2,000 Iranians that came to U.S. illegally. Did you guys see this? Did you see this report, Rob? Tom, did you see this story? There's about 1,500 to 2,000 Iranians that may have crossed the border illegally that made it out here. Guess what? A lot of people are worried. I'll find this link and send it over to you. A lot of people are worried about what's going on. That's just not the way the average person wants to live their lives.